What you are observing here in the chart is actually the formation that we spoke about just last night in our last thread of analysis, the descending broadening wedge, right, which actually represents about 80%. I would say about into the 80% of success rate, right? Incredible batting average for this descending broadening wedge, where we spoken about the upside target being at the genesis of the formation, right, guys? So we were talking right in this area here, right? This is roughly where we spoke just yesterday, right, early in the afternoon, and we spoke about this target being at the genesis of the formation right over here, guys. And as you can see, we have actually made it all the way to that target, right? So let's just go ahead and take a look at this, as I would like to explain to you a quick little something here. As you see this in the 20-minute time frame, yes, but as we approach the target, check it out, right? This would be us removing risk at that point and kind of capitulating here, validating that we are in fact breaking out, and then continuing. But besides that, we were able to provide here not only those targets, we were also able to provide the upside targets of which the stock would likely finish, or you can actually see some short terms, right? We were observing this from way down there. So here is your first release, right in the areas that we were talking about anyway. So very, very good stuff. And now our final target of 223.82, look at it even used now, right, guys? We even used it here to validate a bounce. We're using it to validate a resistance top, right? So we're kind of hovering around it. So very, very effective formation targeting, right, guys? So let's go ahead and find out if price action does have further upside or downside in the immediate short term. But before we do that, welcome back, everybody. Please do me a favor, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, do everything necessary to get this thing to live long, thrive, and survive. Let's go ahead and take a look at this ticker. My name is ARCa, and yeah, guys, that would be pretty much it right here, right? If there were anything that I would just like to add here, it would just be to kind of, there are several ways to observe this formation, right? And, it's very effective. It is very effective. All right, guys. So this is typically something that I take. I've been playing them for a long time, and I take screenshots of this and whatever else. Okay, but anyways, guys, and even still, right? We even spoke about this 219 pull back into this area and then continue up. But very good. Anyway, teams, so yeah, let's go ahead and mark off these targets here, as they are still relevant, very obviously enough. And we're going to be using these for the analysis coming up right now, right? We want to make sure if we have any further downside, then we could, use the areas of which we were already kind of observing, right, guys? There you go. All right, so let's go ahead and observe read our volatility versus momentum, and which actually tells us a fair bit of information, right, guys? Just in case you want to know where we are in the macro spectrum here, right? Let's go ahead and just show you what the daily time frame is kind of looking like at the present moment, right, guys? Check it out. This is your daily time frame, and we are also speaking on new monthly closures as well, right? We did get your monthly closure. We also got your 2-month closure, your 3-month, and your 6-month closure, very much confluent to each other. Okay, guys, so nonetheless, we did close another green bar above. Definitely don't like the huge wicks on top, but that doesn't, it just, that represents a little bit of weakness here, guys. But typically speaking, the first move on the closure of these bars would be in upside, right? So far, I am reading that we could make it to a 234 at least for now. Okay, guys, that would be retracing to the 50% of your prior 6-month bar, right, guys? So still looking pretty good to me, right? This 3-month time frame got a quick little downside here. I will say it would be fair enough to consider even a 208 bottom, but as long as we are above this particular closing valuation of this bar, which would be the 223.73, we are at support, right? I mean, that it's belonging to the bulls here so far. So by monthly time frame, Yeah, that decompressed all the way towards this 50%, and we're trading like within it right now, right, guys? Very impressive times. And your monthly time frame would indicate a potential drawdown or a downside. So now I can't guarantee that downside, but should there be one, yeah, we could see a potential 217.62, maybe even a 214.82, and a very confluent bottom side of around, again, the 208, 209 area. We've been talking about that here for a while. And the reason why I say that, guys, is just simply because it's, the 60 to 70% probabilities of returning or just getting a pullback of your prior bar to experience its 50%. And the 50% of this monthly bar is very much confluent to that 208, 209. Doesn't mean that it has to happen. It just means that the probabilities are there. Okay, guys. But anyway, yeah, we're still above the monthly supports at 223.72, and we're looking kind of green right now. And the markets overall are still a bit frothy. They're still looking forward to. It feels like they're still looking forward to more upside. Now, I would be careful into July 9th, because that's when the tariffs are going to be back in action. So we should just kind of observe what happens to the what happens to the stock in general. Okay, guys. So yeah, so this is your formation here, guys. Just to put it in that 12-hour time frame one more time, I want to go ahead and highlight the fact that yes, we do have an inverse head and shoulders, two shoulders here, one head down there, and the target to the upside for that head and shoulders would be a target very much confluent to your top end here, right? So that would be roughly at around that 265.77, but the hard target itself, or the psychological target itself, is 261.41. So if you draw a trend line like this across and kind of, try to meet it as close as you can there, then you'll look to the left and observe that there are other inflection points very much near that area. So this marks off a pretty important zone and resistance range. Naturally speaking, the actual hard target would be somewhere in the balance, or between this one right up in here, right? Between that and the top end of this here, as this top end does rhyme pretty nicely with historic upsides, right? So pretty much, I would say right around there. Okay, guys, so let's go ahead and mark that off now. So that would be roughly 259.35, and also at the top of this area right up in here, which could be, I would say, the first one. There's two in here, right? So let's do the first lower one, which could be roughly at, let's see, 265.04. All right. So that leaves you a pretty nice zone for potential take profit should you be trading the short term to accumulate more cash to buy more long term XRP, right, guys? Okay, so let's just go ahead and highlight this, and I'm going to give you the focused area, right, of take profit for the swing traders, right, guys? Many people are in fact trading this asset to. That's at least what I encourage, guys. If you don't want to, a lot of people don't have enough cash, right? They don't have enough cash to purchase the asset, or at the rate that they want to purchase at, or in the opportunity moments where you want to take advantage of it. So that's what I kind of help people do-ish. It would be to pick up risk here using your existing position, right, guys? So we would just dedicate a little bit of money here to trade the interim of XRP, and with that, we just pick up more XRP for the long-term bag and let it roll, right, guys? Very good stuff. Let the money work for you, right? Okay, so top side target in a psychological value, of course, against hard targets would be 259.42. Mind this area here, 261.49, as that would be your psychological actual target, right? And this would be the top end that is also of probabilities here of 269.09, 265.09. Okay, so I'm going to highlight the focus zone, which would be the psychological target against the first resistance historically, right? So this would be right about here, the 259.42 and 261.49. So let's go ahead and color this a little bit differently so that we know that this is in fact the focus area that we're observing for a potential take profit. Okay, so that's looking a-okay. And I will mention here that this is This is a secondary formation now, right, guys? If we go down to the 20-minute time frame, you'll see that we had a working tiny move here, right? This is your broadening wedge. It kind of moved to that 229 target, but you can see this line here, right? This gigantic yellow line going all the way across the screen. If we just zoom out further and further and further, like in the 12-hour target, right? This is now what you're seeing as that exact formation that we were noticing, but in a 12-hour time frame. Huge formation. And guess what? It also has in 80, up in the 80% of probabilities, right? So that tiny one is right in here, right? So that's how we were able to determine that we were likely breaking out of this formation here, coming right back down, validating the support or conversion from resistance into enacting support, and getting ourselves up to the take profit target of that formation, which is what is it right over here, 223, 224. Very impressive times. Okay, guys. So now that we are validating the break of this descending broadening wedge, the take profit target for this is 248.28. Okay, guys. So that would likely, give us a little bit of a pullback, maybe all the way down to 234, maybe around a 236. It depends on where the sentiment wants to take it, and then likely continuing toward that upside. Okay, now let's go ahead and maybe give ourselves a little bit of validation here as far as the volatility reads. Okay, so why don't we go ahead and do that now? Let's see. Let's start off granular. Very tiny time frames. 5-minute time frame is indicating a little bit of downside here, contractive downside. 10-minute time frame also, actually that would be downside continuation in a 10-minute. 15-minute time frame over in 10 minutes. That could have already been total downside of 15 minutes. Let's see if it were already worked out. So the low would be 223. Let's see, 223.9. So 224. Okay, so which we are right about there. The hard target on this would actually be more along the lines of this bottom side of 224.10. So 224.10 would be followed by, maybe it depends on if it bounces on there, right, guys? So if the 15-minute time frame continues to bounce from this area and continue, well, that's our answer there, and it'll look pretty damn good. In fact, your 30-minute time frame did actually just perform its 50% prior bar pullback, maybe touches down and then continues towards the upside, as it is suggesting upside. 15, 20, 30 upside continuation from that bottom side that we spoke of at 1014. 2-hour time frame would be your total upside. Okay, that's looking likely. So let's see. If we could get a bi-hourly upside, that'll put us to 227, just about 227.42. So 227.42 pretty much marks off. Okay, so I see. The hard target on this would really be about 226.51. Okay, so that's your upside move. But then in that case, you're building a bull flag here. Okay, so this is where it gets interesting. We have two potential targets for this bull flag. This would be one of them. Hang on just a sec. I need to make sure that array doesn't go extend in the extended right. There we go. Okay, so yeah, you would have two potential targets, one with the outlier and one without. So the one without the outlier, or with the outlier, sorry, this would mark off a pretty gigantic upside target of around 236, right? Very cool. Now, the next one would be the smaller target. It would just be without the consideration of the outlier. So that would, let's see, put us down to about here, and this would be a target of what? Let's go ahead and see. So that will give us a target of about 231, which is all, by the way, just very confluent to this top side here. So yeah, naturally speaking, your 231 target would just be measured around this area like that. So let's just go ahead and leave this as a potential red color, right, guys? It's looking pretty good. Not bad at all. Okay, there you go. Perfect. And let's see, bi-hourly time frame would experience a little bit of a downside, but I expect that to continue upward, guys. So let's see, 4 hours of upside, 6 hours 8 hours upside, 12 hours of upside. Daily would still a little bit of upside. Whoa, hold on. Okay, let me just see the daily time frame upside so far, because this is getting a little weird here. You're getting around 10 cents from the opening of the day, right? So that'll put you at, yeah, that's interesting, because you're getting the daily ATR to put you at the ATR top of 233.64, which is 234, which is something that we already literally spoke of, right? Like right up here. This is your hard target of around 233, and your actual target 236.35. So right here is your daily upside, and it's suggesting that already with expansion, by the way, and critical contraction. Holy crap, we are looking at an explosive move potentially coming. Your bi-daily time frame still has upside. Let me see your 3-day. Oh my goodness, what is happening? 3-day time frame, massive upside, and it is expanding. Guys, 4-day upside, 5-day upside, weekly up, bi-weekly technically. No way. Hold on. What? I can't even read the bi-monthly, but that would be it. Okay, so I'm gonna have to do this from the monthly time frame. We just opened it up and it's giving us about 50 cents of upside, guys. So we opened up the monthly at where? 223. What? We're yeah, guys. I think we're headed. Is that true? We could be headed to 273 to 280. And wait. So if we're headed to 273 to 280, let me get rid of my drawings here. 273? Holy crap, I already have a 265 plotted. I didn't even really realize that. Yeah, guys, we are looking pretty damn good here. Of course, watch out with what's going to happen on July 9th, but guys, we're poised here for some very interesting upside. Okay, well, you know the play then. I'm going to have to go ahead and drop out here, and hit me up with any questions. Make sure to sign up to the master's course coming up on July 26th. But we're looking pretty damn good on XRP, guys. Yeah, some upside coming in here. All right, team. I love you all very much, and we will speak very, very scary Jerry soon. Please take whatever I do, show, and iterate within these videos as just a form of entertainment, as I cannot suggest for you to buy, sell, or hold any assets whatsoever. Ever. I need you to do your own due diligence, and everything will be cool. But with that said, team, I wish you well. A very, very good rest of your night and or day. And I will catch you at the bell mañana. Adios, team.